In the fast-paced world we inhabit, it's easy to feel like time is slipping through our fingers. Days pass without meaningful accomplishments, and we often find ourselves busy but not productive. The struggle to manage time effectively is a universal challenge. Stoic philosophy, with its timeless wisdom, offers a profound perspective. Time isn't short. It's how we use it that determines the value of our lives. This guide will explore how Stoic principles can help you manage your time wisely, not through abstract theories, but with practical, powerful strategies for living more effectively. From saying no to unnecessary distractions to focusing on what truly matters and taking action even when circumstances aren't ideal, these insights are transformative. They are hard-earned lessons drawn from Stoic philosophy and personal experiences, serving as a roadmap to reshaping how you perceive time, act, and ultimately live. Chapter 1. Saying no to non-essential things. The art of saying no. In a world brimming with invitations, demands, and constant distractions, mastering the art of saying no is more than just a necessary skill. It is a profound philosophy for life. The Stoics regarded time as the most precious gift bestowed by life. Seneca, in his work on the Shortness of Life, wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Time itself is not fleeting, yet we often squander it on meaningless pursuits, tedious conversations, unnecessary gatherings, or relationships that drain our energy. Reflect on your day for a moment. How much time did you devote to what truly matters? Conversely, how many hours were wasted on social media, sensational news, or obligations you didn't need to accept? The ability to say no is the key to reclaiming your time and dedicating it to what genuinely holds value. It's not about rejecting opportunities, but consciously investing in what truly enriches your life. Overcoming guilt. Many people feel guilty about refusing requests, fearing they'll appear selfish or indifferent. Stoicism teaches that saying no is not a lack of care. It is an act of protecting one's personal freedom. If you constantly say yes to every demand, do you leave any room to focus on what genuinely matters? Imagine you're working on an important project or learning a new skill. A friend invites you to a movie that evening. Will saying yes bring you closer to your goals? If not, declining isn't a rejection of friendship. It's an affirmation of your priorities. Saying no is not merely about refusal. It's about making wise choices. Each time you say no to something unnecessary, you are saying yes to what truly matters. This is the lesson from Steve Jobs, a master of focus, who once said, "Innovation is saying no to 1,000 things." Sometimes a refusal doesn't close a door, but opens space for greater opportunities. This embodies the Stoic mindset, reminding us that energy and time are finite and should only be spent on what holds true significance. Practical application. In practice, this is far from easy. Picture a typical workday. Emails flood your inbox, phone notifications ping incessantly, and colleagues demand your attention for trivial matters. Before you know it, the day ends with little to show for it. This is the cost of not learning to say no to distractions. The solution lies in declining politely but firmly. For example, if a colleague seeks your help while you're deeply focused, you could respond, "I'd love to assist, but I need to finish this task first. Could we revisit this later?" Such a response not only safeguards your time, but also respects others. Saying no is not selfish. It is self-discipline in action. Seneca advised, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." This applies not just to relationships, but also to daily decisions. Surround yourself with what fosters growth and refuse what derails you. A practical way to practice this is by identifying situations where you often struggle to decline, such as a casual outing when you need rest, or a purposeless chat when you wish to read. Then, rehearse polite but resolute responses like, "Thank you, but I have something important to finish today." Initially challenging, this habit will gradually bring freedom. Daily self-reflection. The Stoics emphasized the importance of daily self-reflection as a way to stay true to your core values. A simple yet profound question to ask yourself every evening is, what did I say yes to today that I should have said no to? This question not only heightens your awareness of how you spend your time, but also encourages you to align your actions better for a better tomorrow. When you learn to say no to the unnecessary, you gain far more than you lose. First, you reclaim time, the most valuable asset you possess. Instead of letting it be drained by unproductive invitations or mindless distractions, you free yourself to focus on what truly matters. This could be pursuing a significant goal, growing personally, or simply savoring moments of quiet in your daily life. Moreover, refusing what is superfluous preserves your mental energy. In a modern world teeming with distractions, saying no is how you assert control over your mind. Every time you decline, you protect your mental space from being encroached upon by external demands. This brings not only freedom, but also joy as you concentrate on people and endeavors of real significance. Above all, saying no is not a sign of selfishness. It is an affirmation of your values. You cannot please everyone, and that's perfectly okay. Refusal is not neglect. It is a way to safeguard your time, energy, and focus for a deeper, richer life. Each time you say no to the unimportant, you are saying yes to freedom, to yourself, and to your most meaningful goals. As Seneca wrote, "Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life." Life is not merely about existing, but about living with purpose. So start today. Look at your schedule, your commitments, and ask yourself, is this truly necessary? If the answer is no, have the courage to decline. For each time you refuse what doesn't matter, you create room to live a life aligned with your values, aspirations, and deeper purpose. Chapter 2. Prioritizing what truly matters. The power of prioritization. When you learn to say no to unnecessary things, you'll notice something profound. Eliminating distractions is not enough. Even when time is freed, if you don't use it wisely, you may still find yourself caught in a whirlwind of meaningless activities. This is when you need to take the next step, prioritizing what truly matters. Saying no helps you decline what isn't worthwhile. Prioritizing helps you commit to what is. The Stoics didn't just abandon excess. They lived with intense focus on their core values and goals, believing these brought true meaning to life. The question, therefore, isn't, how can I get more time? But rather, what will I dedicate my time to? In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get swept up in a flurry of tasks, invitations, and the noise of daily life. But are all these things truly essential? The Stoics teach that a meaningful life isn't about doing more, but focusing on the few things that matter most. Prioritizing isn't merely a time management strategy, it's a way to take control of your life, rather than letting trivial matters control you. Start by reflecting on where most of your time currently goes. Does it genuinely bring you closer to your long-term goals? Epictetus once said, "If you wish to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters." His point is clear. To achieve what's important, you must be willing to abandon what isn't, even if it means being misunderstood or displeasing others. The Paro Principle. Let's consider a typical office worker who feels constantly overwhelmed. He spends his day replying to emails, attending unnecessary meetings, and handling small favors for colleagues. By day's end, he realizes he has no time left for truly important tasks, like developing a long-term strategy for his company or learning new skills. Now imagine if he could say no to low-value activities and instead focus on what really matters. Not only would his work become more effective, but he'd also feel more fulfilled. That's the power of prioritization. To grasp the true strength of prioritizing, consider the Pareto Principle, often called the 80-20 rule. This principle shows that 80% of results typically come from 20% of efforts. This means not all tasks are equally valuable, and focusing your time on the critical 20% can yield extraordinary results. Imagine that same office worker. Instead of being buried in trivial tasks, he identifies and concentrates on strategic initiatives, those that truly drive the company's growth and his personal development. By focusing on the 20%, not only would his professional results improve, but his life would feel more balanced and meaningful. Stoicism reminds us that we can't do everything, but we can choose to do what matters most. This isn't just the art of prioritization, it's the foundation of a life well lived. For the Stoics, prioritizing what's important is a daily practice. Begin by listing all your tasks and goals. Write them down without overthinking whether they're important or not. This exercise not only clarifies your workload, but also relieves your mind from having to remember everything. The Stoics believe that clarity is the first step to control. Categorizing tasks. Once your list is ready, start categorizing tasks into 3 groups. Do immediately, important but not urgent, and not important. The first group includes tasks that cannot be delayed, but beware, not everything urgent is truly important. The second group, important but not urgent, is where your energy should go. These are the tasks that offer long-term value, like developing a skill, building meaningful relationships, or caring for your health. While they may not press you with immediate deadlines, neglecting them can lead to lasting regret. Think of these tasks as seeds that need consistent care to bear fruit in the future. The last group, not important, is where time-wasting activities reside. These tasks often feel busy, but contribute little to your life's value. We're often drawn into these out of a desire to please others or a misplaced sense of obligation. The Stoics teach that saying no to the unimportant isn't selfish, it's wise self-preservation of your time and energy. Once identified, either eliminate or delegate these tasks. Doing so not only frees you from unnecessary burdens, but also sharpens your focus on what truly matters. Immediate action. When you know what needs to be done, act without delay. The Stoics emphasize the importance of immediate action. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." There's no perfect time to start, only the present moment. Even small steps can bring you closer to your goals. Hesitation will only leave plans unrealized. It's important to note that prioritizing what matters doesn't mean being selfish. The Stoics believed that focusing on meaningful priorities benefits not only yourself, but also those around you. By managing your time and energy wisely, you become the best version of yourself, capable of contributing more to your family, friends, and community. Ultimately, prioritization isn't just a skill, it's a way of life. You don't need to do everything, but do the things that truly matter. Ask yourself, if I don't do this, will I regret it? The answer will guide you. And if starting feels daunting, let Marcus Aurelius's wisdom inspire you. Do every act of your life as though it were the last act of your life. Your life is yours to shape, and time is your most precious tool. Live like a Stoic, simply, purposefully, and meaningfully. What matters most to you? Start prioritizing it today. Focus on what truly matters to start making changes today. Chapter 3. Focusing entirely on one task at a time. The dangers of distraction. How many times in a day are you interrupted by the ring of a phone, an email notification, or the urge to check social media just for a minute? These interruptions don't just steal your time, they undermine the quality of your work. According to a study by the University of California, it takes the brain an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds to fully refocus after an interruption. This means that distractions not only waste precious minutes, but also leave you working in a state of reduced focus, far below your true potential. Stoicism is no stranger to this dilemma. The Stoics were acutely aware of life's brevity, emphasizing that wasting time is the greatest sin one can commit. Yet time isn't just lost to trivialities, it slips away when we lose focus. Multitasking, often glorified in modern culture, pulls us away from the present moment, fragmenting our attention and robbing us of depth in our actions. The chef's focus picture, a professional chef at work. Cooking for them isn't merely chopping vegetables, stirring pans, or plating dishes, it's a ritual. Their mind and hands synchronize into a singular flow, and every detail carries meaning. A skilled chef doesn't let the noise outside the kitchen or wandering thoughts distract them. Holding a knife, they focus on each slice, feeling the blade's precision through the texture of the vegetable. When oil sizzles, they listen intently, as if to a melody, savoring the aroma of ingredients melding together, observing the transformation in color and texture. This is more than cooking. It's absolute focus on one task. Every action, every second, contributes to excellence. The result is a dish that's not only visually stunning, but imbued with passion and presence. Now think about your own daily tasks. Have you ever sat down to work and truly poured your entire focus into one task? No glancing at your phone, no drifting thoughts, just pure immersion in the moment. If not, you're not alone. Most people are swept away by countless distractions. But imagine what you could achieve if you approached your work like the chef, fully present and wholly engaged. When you focus deeply on a single task, your work quality ascends to new heights. You notice subtleties that others, distracted and scattered, might miss. Not only does your performance improve, but you also experience a profound connection to your task, as if every ounce of energy and intention aligns perfectly with the moment. This elevates your output and allows you to grasp the true value of what you're doing. The power of focus. Focus also makes your time more effective. Without distractions, you no longer waste precious moments switching between tasks. The unbroken flow of concentration channels your energy efficiently, propelling you closer to your goals. Time becomes more valuable not because you have more of it, but because you dedicate it to what truly matters. Moreover, deep focus offers an unmatched sense of fulfillment. Completing a task with your full attention brings a unique joy, not just from the results, but from the meaningful effort itself. In contrast, multitasking leaves you drained and dissatisfied, unable to fully savor anything you've done. Epictetus once advised, "Keep your attention focused entirely on what is truly your own concern, and be clear that what belongs to others is their business and none of yours." This wisdom underscores the essence of focus. While you can't control everything, you can control how you approach your work. If you have the choice to dedicate yourself fully to one task, why squander time and energy on what lies beyond your influence? Cultivating focus. Focus isn't just a skill, it's an act of self-respect, a commitment to the values and goals that matter most. To cultivate focus, start by eliminating distractions. Your environment plays a critical role in your mental clarity. A quiet space, free from the noise of phones and notifications, signals your brain that the task at hand is your priority. Decluttering your surroundings is like telling yourself, right now, this is all that matters. Picture this. You're reading a captivating book, but every few minutes, a notification dings, or you instinctively check social media. An hour later, you realize you barely absorbed anything. Now, imagine turning off your phone, silencing distractions, and giving yourself an uninterrupted hour to dive into the book. The difference is remarkable, not just in comprehension, but in the deep connection you feel to every word, as if your soul merges with the story. Practical techniques. One practical way to train focus is the Pomodoro technique. Choose a task, set a timer for 25 minutes, and work with undivided attention. When the timer rings, take a 5-minute break to relax. Repeat this cycle, and you'll discover that focus isn't innate, but a habit built step by step. Mindfulness also sharpens focus. Sometimes simply sitting quietly and observing your breath helps recenter your mind. By paying attention to each inhale and exhale, you learn to let go of distractions and return to a state of calm. This makes it easier to approach your tasks with clarity and intent. Finally, always remind yourself of the bigger purpose behind your actions. Before starting any task, ask, will this bring me closer to my ultimate goal? For the Stoics, this wasn't just a reminder, but a guiding principle to maintain focus on what truly mattered. Every time you're tempted to stray, remember, your time and energy are finite. Use them wisely, or they'll slip away into the void of distractions. The Stoics believed that living fully in the moment is the only way to truly live. Time is irretrievable, and how we use it reflects the value we place on life itself. Start small. Choose one task, dedicate your whole self to it, and complete it with care and concentration. When you do this, you'll not only elevate the quality of your work, but also deepen your appreciation for life's inherent value. So, what will you choose to focus on today? Chapter 4. Staying aligned with your goals, the compass of purpose. Once you recognize the power of fully committing to one task at a time, it's time to broaden your perspective. Each small action must connect to the bigger picture of your life, your ultimate goal. The Stoics didn't just emphasize excelling at present tasks, they urged us to align everything we do with a clear purpose. If focus is the tool, then purpose is the compass that directs its use. Without knowing your destination, even flawless efforts can become meaningless. As Seneca said, if a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. Goals are not just about tangible results. They represent mastery of your mind and focus. In today's world of constant distractions, the ability to concentrate on what truly matters is a skill to cultivate daily. When minor distractions arise, ask yourself, can I control this? If not, why let it consume your time and energy? The marathon of life. Consider a different scenario. An office worker overwhelmed by emails and endless meetings without a clear priority, such as completing a crucial project. They risk getting bogged down by urgent but unimportant tasks. A Stoic would advise setting clear priorities and rejecting unnecessary interruptions. Focusing on goals doesn't mean the journey will always be smooth. Obstacles are inevitable. As Epictetus wrote in Discourses, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Picture a marathon runner faced with minor injuries, bad weather, or stronger competitors. They push forward because their goal is to cross the finish line. Similarly, in life and work, holding on to a larger purpose helps you persevere through difficulties. Achieving goals requires both determination and practical steps. Defining your goals. Start by defining your goal with absolute clarity. It's like holding a map. Without a destination, you're bound to get lost among countless paths. Write down your specific, measurable goal. Vague aspirations like, "I want to be successful," won't get you far, but a clear target like, "I want to save $2,000 this year," illuminates the way ahead. Once your goal is clear, break it into manageable steps. Don't let a big ambition overwhelm you. Remember, even a masterpiece is crafted one brushstroke at a time. If your dream is to write a book, commit to writing 500 words a day. Small, consistent actions pave the way for larger achievements, and daily progress builds momentum. Eliminating distractions. Eliminating distractions is equally crucial. Notifications, mindless scrolling, and unnecessary interruptions are time thieves. Set firm boundaries. Turn off unnecessary phone alerts, limit social media, or dedicate quiet hours solely for focused work. These aren't sacrifices, but intentional choices to protect your focus. Before taking any action, ask yourself, does this bring me closer to my goal? This question, though simple, carries immense power. It shines a light on your path, distinguishing what deserves your time from what doesn't. If the answer is no, have the courage to let it go and redirect your energy toward what truly matters. Regular reflection. No goal can be achieved without regular reflection. Time moves swiftly and without pause. You must find yourself straying off course. Set aside moments weekly or monthly to assess your progress. Are you moving closer to your goal? Do adjustments need to be made? This practice not only keeps you focused, but also allows you to celebrate small victories along the way, each a step closer to your dream. Remember, tomorrow isn't guaranteed. As Seneca wisely wrote, "Life is long if you know how to use it." Cherish every moment, using it purposefully to advance toward what matters most. Don't get lost in trivial distractions. Instead, live intentionally, focused on meaningful goals. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Live with purpose, for that is the most beautiful life. Stoicism teaches us to pursue what truly matters. Do you agree that time is the most valuable asset we possess, and that focusing on our goals is the best way to make the most of it? If this resonates with you, embrace these principles. If you have a different perspective, share your thoughts. These discussions will deepen our understanding not just about time management, but also about the true meaning of living a purposeful life. Chapter 5. Taking action. Even when it's inconvenient, the thief of time. We don't lack time, we often squander it on unnecessary things, meaningless habits of procrastination, and vague hopes for a perfect moment. Day after day we tell ourselves, "I'll start tomorrow," or "when conditions improve." But that tomorrow becomes an endless excuse, a vague promise that never materializes. Time passes, taking with it the opportunities to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. Each fleeting moment is irretrievable, and procrastination is not just a thief of time. It erodes our resolve little by little. Reflect for a moment. Have you ever postponed an important call simply because you didn't feel ready? Perhaps you thought you needed a bit more time to prepare, or waited for the right mood. The truth is, there is no perfect moment. Those who achieve success and happiness in life don't sit idly waiting for inspiration. They act despite obstacles and inconvenience. They understand that action is the most powerful tool for transformation. As Seneca once said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Waiting for ideal conditions complicates life, making it heavier and harder to bear. The Stoic way, Stoicism, urges us to confront adversity and act in spite of challenges. In fact, it's through adversity that we grow and refine ourselves. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoics, exemplified this as the Roman emperor. He faced wars, plagues, and immense responsibilities. Instead of waiting for easier times, he chose to act. He recorded profound reflections in Meditations, an inspiring guide that helped him maintain strength amidst hardship. Think about your own life. Perhaps you want to start exercising to improve your health, but every morning the biting cold makes you hesitate. In such moments, a Stoic would remind themselves that the body is not the master, the mind is. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I am rising to do the work of a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for, the things I was brought into the world to do?" Rising from bed on a cold morning may seem like a small challenge, but overcoming it builds willpower and responsibility. Acting despite the discomfort doesn't mean rushing into things recklessly. Instead, it's a reminder to face life's small inconveniences step by step, building resilience along the way. Starting small. Start small. Tidy up a corner of your desk instead of the entire room. Write a paragraph instead of a whole chapter, or take a short walk instead of a long one. These small actions not only accomplish tasks, but also create psychological momentum for tackling greater challenges. When you hesitate to start, ask yourself, if I don't do this now, will I be closer to my goal? This simple question brings you back to the bigger picture of life and pushes you to act immediately. This is how Stoics view time and responsibility. Don't let imperfect conditions become an excuse. See them as opportunities to prove your character and grow stronger every day. Picture a moment when you struggled to wake up early to complete a task. The warmth of the bed, the quiet stillness, and the lure of laziness tempted you to linger. But in that moment, if you reminded yourself that you were not born to indulge in comfort but to act, something extraordinary would happen. The reluctance would fade, replaced by determination. Overcoming that small challenge not only gets the task done, but also signifies a victory over yourself, a milestone that builds inner confidence and willpower. The power of action. By acting even when it's inconvenient, you send a powerful message to yourself. You are strong enough to take control of your life. Stoics value discipline because it forms the foundation of a meaningful existence. Imagine standing before a daunting project, feeling drained and uninspired. Instead of waiting for motivation to strike, you decide to take the smallest step, jotting down the tasks ahead. Strangely, this simple act sparks momentum. Step by step, you move forward, and bit by bit, the project takes shape. At the end of the day, you look back with pride, realizing a profound truth. You controlled yourself instead of being ruled by circumstances. Applying Stoicism doesn't require dramatic changes overnight. The key lies in starting with small, manageable actions. If faced with a messy home, don't feel overwhelmed. Begin by tidying one corner. You'll find that completing this small task brings satisfaction, which encourages you to continue. Gradually, the chaos dissipates without exhausting you. This process not only organizes your physical space, but also clears your mind, one small action at a time. The irretrievable nature of time. Remember, time is the one resource we cannot regenerate. Procrastination isn't just meaningless, it's how we lose the precious opportunities life offers. Acting despite less than perfect conditions isn't merely necessary. It's how you assert control over your life. Perfection doesn't exist. All you have is the present, and the present is the only time to begin. So the question remains, what are you waiting for? We've just explored profound lessons from Stoicism on using time wisely, from saying no to unnecessary distractions and prioritizing what truly matters to taking action even when it's inconvenient. All these lead us to a fundamental truth. Time is the most precious gift life offers, but this gift isn't meant to be stored. It's meant to be spent to live fully and meaningfully. As Seneca wisely said, while we are postponing, life speeds by. Procrastination only robs you of the chance to live a complete and fulfilling life. So live with the urgency of someone who understands that time is the ultimate treasure, not to fear, but to act, to love, to contribute, and to make every moment unforgettable. If you found this guide helpful, embrace these principles. If you have a different perspective, share your thoughts. These discussions will deepen our understanding not just about time management, but also about the true meaning of living a purposeful life. Thank you for your support, and may you find the wisdom to live every moment to its fullest. To dive deeper into the world of Stoicism, be sure to subscribe to Stoic Self-Mastery for daily insights and practical tips. Like this video if you found it helpful. Share it with someone who could benefit from this wisdom. Leave a comment below with your thoughts and questions. Together, let's navigate life's challenges with grace and equanimity.